Drink water. Hi, everybody. This is Dad Like Behavior. I am your host, Nate, who is a guy just trying to figure out how to not make an ass out of himself when he finally moves in with his girlfriend and her 3 teenagers. Um, so, here we go with 3 questions that I plan to ask these kids before I move in. All right, so just to kind of start things off, I really I've already asked these kids what I think is a really important question, and that is, are you okay with me moving in? I don't know. Am I supposed to look at the camera? Am I supposed to look at myself in the recording? I'm not sure yet. But I don't know. I'm figuring this YouTube thing out still. Um, but I was thinking about how these kids have had kind of a rough time in their other home situation um, with a particular step parent. So I'm gonna kind of just leave it at that. But like they feel very powerless, I think, and so I thought it was important for me to ask those kinds of questions. Um, and so I asked, can I move in? And all 3 of them said yes, they were fine with that. Um, One was a little bit quiet on it, so I had to kind of press it a little bit. But I think everybody's pretty okay with me moving in about a year's time. And so I really felt like they had to have some agency. But then I got to thinking there's got to be more than just one question for me to ask them that's going to be really important. So I'm going to kind of run through those 3 questions or 3 questions that I came up with today in this video. So here we go with question number 1. What is something that you want to stay exactly the same even after I move in? And I think that's kind of a big question. I don't want to like accidentally bulldoze their routines or their spaces or their time. Although, um, I need to figure out how to set my own routines in with theirs because things are going to be really different for me, and I'm probably going to be creating actually my own new routines. But I want to be able to kind of fit them in with what they already do. Maybe they want to have quiet Saturday mornings, or maybe they don't want me to mess with the snack drawer. So there could be any number of reasons that, or any number of things that they don't want me to change. I really have no clue at all what that's going to be. I do know that at least one of them is going to appreciate a ride to school in my Mustang. So that will be a change maybe that will be welcome. But I don't. I'm really pretty clueless on this otherwise. The second question number 2 is there anything you wouldn't want me to do as this sort of dad-like figure? I'm really kind of hesitant to use the term stepdad. I don't want to just be a guy who's living at their house, but I feel like there's a potential for me to kind of overstep what my role is, and I don't exactly know what that's going to look like. And I think I have the opportunity to like guide them or give them advice. I kind of already do in some ways, but I think they're going to help set some of those limits. Their mom is too, obviously. I think we've talked a lot about balancing some responsibilities vis-a-vis the kids, but I think the kids need to kind of set something too, for kind of what they expect. I can't just come in and be a dictator. So I want to know what they don't want me to do. Do they want me to have any role in discipline? Am I allowed in the room? I don't have anything. Should I be clapping and cheering for them at their volleyball and baseball and football games? Maybe that's too embarrassing. I have been to a couple games, I'm not really much of a cheering type of person anyway. A little bit of clapping here and there, but the third and final question for the kids is, um, if you ever need help, how do you want me to do that? I'm a teacher. I'm not really great at like, social study, or excuse me, math or science necessarily. I am pretty good at social studies. That's what I teach. I teach history, but so I'm not I'm not trying to replace their dad. They have a dad. They see him every other week, but I think I want them to know that I'm available if they need help or if they need advice. Since I'm kind of old and I've experienced a few things, and maybe they just need me to leave them alone sometimes. I think that people generally don't always want help at all. They just want to figure out things on their own. I think a lot about my parents and how they were there if we needed them, but they weren't necessarily interjecting on everything we were doing. They were not helicopter parents. There was a lot of me and my brother being allowed to find our own way and not have to constantly have them managing everything we do. And I don't know if that's a boomer parenting style, um, and but I think that's a lot of what my generation experienced, the Gen X generation, and then those older millennials experienced this idea that we were kind of left to our own devices at times to kind of learn through practical experience. So those things are questions I think that I should ask, um, and that I'll start with. I don't know how to exactly interject these questions though, so if anybody has any advice on that, that would be super cool if you would put that in the comments. I also think I'm maybe not asking enough questions. These seem like really good questions for me to ask, but I don't know if there's gonna be more, and maybe those will just come up as I go. So if you have been a step parent, or if you have had a step parent, and you have some ideas for questions I could ask these kids as I go in to be in a stepdad like role, drop them in the comments. If you appreciate my content so far, like and subscribe, and I guess we'll see you next time. This has been Dad Like Behavior.